My name is Sherri Henderson, and I am the president of FranCorp. Well, franchise development has been around for about 40 years or more, and most businesses franchise so that they can grow their brand. It's the fastest way to grow and expand your brand, and so most companies will franchise for business expansion. FranCorp was founded by Don Barorian. Our headquarters office is located in Chicago, actually Olympia Fields, and we are basically a franchise development firm, and we have a variety of clients and a variety of industries, and we've helped them over 40 plus years become a franchise opportunity. And so FranCorp is the franchising leader. We have clients like Jimmy John's, Ace Hardware, Holiday Inn, and so we've put some key industries and key businesses on the map for franchise development. We're located in 27 countries around the world, currently serving 45 nations. A small business that has a sound business model, decent revenue for sales, and a business that is ready to grow and expand. And so it's not franchising, is not industry specific, but any business that's looking to grow their brand nationally or regionally, we can assist them with franchise development. Well, many of the U.S. franchises can partner with any of our international offices in the 27 countries that we're in and beyond, and expand and grow their products in those regions or territories as well. Some of the well-known franchises right here in the city of Detroit have grown and expanded their franchises to other parts of the world, like Domino's Pizza and Little Caesars, and just a variety of franchises have taken their products internationally. And so at FranCorp, we're able to do that for a small business where they would start off growing and expanding their brand here locally, and then we would branch out to other states, register them, and then they would also be able to sell regionally, nationally, and internationally. They can call me directly. They can go to our website. Our website is probably the most key resource that we can offer for small businesses, and it's francorpdetroit.com. They can go online, they could download our book for free, and they can read through any of the information on how to franchise their business. So it's francorpdetroit.com, or they can go directly to our parent site, which is francorp.com. And when they're on their site, again, they can download the book. They can even take a quiz to see if their business is franchisable. And on our website is a whole host of resources, everything from checklists, Q&A, our seminars and our webinars, all are available on our website for more information. Well, she is definitely a world changer. I've enjoyed working with FranCorp, but even prior to FranCorp, owning my own consulting firm in global business development as the president of the global business development firm, we have clients and team members here in Detroit area, Lansing, Chicago, Atlanta, and DC. And so we've been growing and expanding that consulting firm for over 20 plus years. And following the 4P philosophy of people, purpose, planet, profits. We've taken that message all around the world, basically, and assisted small businesses, organizations, and ministries. And so moving into the franchise development just a little over 4 years ago now is a natural progression for me. I would say know your purpose and be steadfast, and not allow anyone to deter you from your dreams and your hopes and your beliefs. and to be able to stand up and speak up and share what you have to say for the world, because it is definitely the year of the woman, is a year of the acquisition. It is a year for women and young girls to come forward and do what they are called to do. My first international experiences were, of course, in ministry and missions, traveling with groups like Marilyn Hickey and Josh McDowell Ministries years ago. And so I've had the privilege of traveling to several countries around the world: Russia, Peru, Chile, African nations, of course. But I would tell that young girl to hold fast to her dreams and never let anyone stop you from being amazing. And I always tell people, be the door. Some people are always looking for the next door to open an opportunity for them. And I always tell people, be that door for someone else, because it does matter what you do for others. And so I would just encourage her to be bold and to be beautiful and to be bodacious and smart in what she's doing. I would say the number one thing that I've seen consistently is procrastination. Just thinking that their business is too small, or that their idea is not good enough, or that they don't have the best product in the world to franchise. When you look at the current franchises that's existing right now, some of our number one franchises in the world, they don't have necessarily the best burger or the best sub sandwich or the best, product, but they've been able to take what they have, which is a proven track record of success, a sound business model, and duplicate that as we walk businesses through the strategic planning, making sure that all the I's are dotted, all the T's are crossed, and moving them right into legal, then the operations, and then their marketing plan. And by the time you get done with that 9 to 12 month process, you're ready. So thinking that procrastination and thinking that you'll do it next year or the year after. Of course, some of our businesses, you want to make sure you have at least 3 years under your belt, so you'll know your industry, you'll know your pitfalls. But I would say waiting and the procrastination would probably be one of the things I see is definitely an area that small businesses can work on, and just believing in themselves that they can do it. For some of the businesses, especially if we develop them, we offer them an additional year of ongoing support, that we would assist them during the development process and a year beyond. But sometimes they will hire new executives, hire new presidents, and new senior level officials at their particular company. So we offer ongoing training for them. They're able to bring their teams back in. And we've had teams come in from all across the United States and all around the globe to come in to FranCorp for training. And so we talk to them about how to sell their franchise, how to market their franchise, how to manage their franchise. That's the 3 day training process that's at the end of the development that we offer on a monthly basis. And sometimes companies will bring their teams back in to be retrained and talk about new product launches. And sometimes companies want to find out what's the best way to go into new markets. And so we serve as senior consultants for McDonald's and just a whole host of leading franchises in the world. So FranCorp is a franchising leader. And so, many times customers will and clients will give us a call to get more information when it comes to growing and continuing to expand their brand. That's a great question. Our chairman, Don Barorian, we always call him the 800-pound gorilla in the room, right? Because no one has the resume. I mean, it's a matchless resume. No one can say that Jimmy John's walked into their office and they had one location and they were doing sandwiches out of their garage, and we turned them into a multi-billion-dollar entity. Just recently, Buffalo Wild Wings was acquired, as you know, by Arby's, and that was it was news making because They started off just a few years ago and was able to use the same FranCorp model that we offer businesses right here in the city of Detroit, and was able to be acquired for almost $3 billion. And so there is no one there's some businesses that are doing some of the same services, but when it comes to the history and the quality that FranCorp offers, we are definitely the franchising leader. And many of the individuals who have other franchise development firms, they were all trained by FranCorp. So FranCorp is the leader in that area, and we're proud leaders because we worked so hard to gain a stellar reputation. Oh, wow. I have learned so much from Don Barorian. Um, every time we're together and we have a new client, and um, the client may ask us a question and you will have an answer, but Don is able to expand and expound on it in a way that matches none other. That's paramount. For example, there was recently a client who was looking to initiate a buying group for their service. And Don mentioned, oh yeah, back in 1984, back in 1999. I mean, he always has an example. He's always, there with a story, and his wisdom and his knowledge and his tenacity. Don Barorian is 83 years old. And so we always say 83 going on 50, because you pull up at a client's office and he's the first one to jump out the car. His energy level is, he's always on the go. I've learned so much from him on strategic planning and just managing our office. Now, the Detroit office, I will say, is the first U.S. office outside of Don's office in Chicago. So we are launching in this area, just recently launched in this area, and have already signed on 3 new clients for the Detroit area, and they are the first. One of the clients I like to be able to just mention on air is George Barnes of Heritage Optical. He was the first person to sign up with FranCorp Detroit, and he is the first franchisor. We haven't found another one. The first franchisor in the city of Detroit to franchise, and so as the first African American male franchisor in the city of Detroit, what a great example. George Barnes, 40 years of goodwill, Heritage Optical, stellar company, stellar family, and we are just really delighted to be working with him and expanding his company into a franchise opportunity. I think it is paramount. The home of Detroit, the Motor City, I mean, Ford Motor Company is a client of FranCorp. Um, and we have been right there from the very beginning, ongoing in the development of the city of Detroit. Folks like Olga's Kitchen and now George Barnes and other companies that have signed on. It's very important that our companies in the city of Detroit see franchising as an option, as a way to grow. My international work with a GBD firm and now FranCorp, Detroit is home to some of the number one trade businesses in the world. I mean, we have some of the best air, land, and water as far as infrastructure for businesses to grow and expand right here from the city of Detroit and branch out to other communities. And so FranCorp has a key role in that, because a lot of the companies that will branch out into the world will start right here first in the city of Detroit.